Hi friends, my name is Chaitanya Patke and welcome back to my YouTube channel. In this video, we are going to take a look at the squad that the selectors have announced for the tour of Zimbabwe beginning August 18. It is worth mentioning that it is our B team seniors, including Virat Kohli, Rohit Sharma, Jasprit Bumrah, KL Rahul, as well as youngsters Rishabh Pant and Yuzi Chahal have been rested for this series due to workload management. Many people were skeptical of the fact that Virat is continuing to rest for the Zimbabwe tour. They thought that it will be nice to get some game time under his belt for Virat and score that elusive 71st century, which will be good for his confidence going forward into the Asia Cup as well as the World Cup. But Virat has informed the BCCI that he will represent India in the Asia Cup, which is going to be played from August the 27th, and BCCI has paid heed to his request. The squad for the Zimbabwe tour is Shikhar Dhawan, who is going to captain us. As we know that he has captained in the three-match ODI series as well, which India swept 3-0. Rohit Sharma is currently continuing to captain our side in the five-match T20 international series. But he also rested during the three-match ODI series, so Shikhar will continue to captain in his absence. Ruturaj Gaikwad, Shubman Gill. In all likelihood, Shubman and Shikhar will open the batting, as we know that in the first game as well as the final game he scored 98. Shubman Gill, unfortunate that he couldn't get the century due to the rain. Anyways, they both will continue. Deepak Huda has been given a long rope by the selectors, which is a good sign. Ishan Kishan and Sanju Samson will be the wicket keeper. One of the two will play in the playing 11, or one plays as a wicket keeper and other as a batsman. That entirely depends upon the management according to the circumstances. Washington Sundar makes a return to the squad after a lengthy layoff. As we know that he has been unfortunate, firstly after getting COVID, as well as after injury in the recent few months. His talent is proven without a doubt. He is currently playing in England in county cricket, and he has been an asset for his side, particularly with the ball, and his batting is coming good as well there. So, good decision by the selectors to include him into the squad. Shardul Thakur has been selected as well. Kuldeep Yadav, who makes a comeback after a long while to the national team, as we know that he had injured his groin and he was rehabilitating. And if we analyze Kuldeep's career from the start, it is worth mentioning that he is a very deadly and potent bowler once he gets games under his belt. Once he is in his rhythm, his action is nice and lovely, but it requires a lot of rhythm and match practice. So, a good decision by the selectors to include him as well. Ravindra Jadeja is also missing from this series as a part of workload management. So, Akshar Patel continues to be a part of the squad. As we know that in the second one day he had played a blinder and won India the game. His bowling is also holding up pretty well. Avesh Khan has been selected. Prasidh Krishna is a like for like replacement for Jasprit Bumrah. As I said, both are bowling pretty well. Both bowl hard lengths and their pace is up. Especially Avesh Khan, who has the capabilities to swing the ball both ways and is enjoying the confidence of the team management. Mohammad Siraj has been selected. Deepak Chahar makes a return to the Indian squad, as we know that he hasn't played IPL due to injury and he was continuing his rehabilitation at the NCA in Bengaluru. Many people were also saying that just 1 year back that he was the second choice seamer into the playing 11 versus in the India squad for the T20 World Cup after Jasprit Bumrah. But after he injured himself, Bhuvneshwar Kumar side by side has regained his old touch and he is the second choice. So that is the my point is that the competition for spaces into the Indian team is pretty tough, and once you are out of form or injured, there is constantly you have to look back over your shoulder that who is going to take your place. So that's a good dilemma for the selectors to have. As I had mentioned in my previous video that we have the talent to field four teams at a time and still be capable of beating other international teams. We have seen a couple of times that the BCCI has fielded two different squads for two different formats, and it is not going to be the case. As I said, that we have talent for four individual teams, but when just one of the team is playing, the selectors have a pretty difficult job to trim that talent pool down to one team. and I hope they are doing their job pretty well. It is the most difficult job in the world for a selector, especially the size of talent that we have due to IPL and as well as the domestic cricket. I wish Deepak Chahar hit his stride pretty well, and I'm not underestimating Zimbabwe at all. They have some pretty quality players in their lineup, but this lineup also our Indian team should be enough to see them off. Rahul Tripathi is worth mentioning that he gets a maiden call up into the ODI setup, as we know that he was being selected for the tour of Ireland for the couple of T20s for the first time in his career, but couldn't get a game. It will be interesting to see how the team management fits him, or whether he gets the game time. But it will be a learning curve for him, and I wish he gets to play at least a game because the competition in the side is pretty tough. So, how did you like my analysis of our squad for the tour of Zimbabwe? Please tell in the comment section below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my channel and press the bell icon for further notifications. We'll meet in the next video. Till then, everyone, bye.